G'day and welcome to Coast and Country Adventures. In today's episode we're going to be heading to Birdtree, which is in the Middle Brother area. As you can probably hear, I'm just off of the highway. I've come north along the highway towards Kew Kendall. The turn off the Birdtree is just short of Kew Kendall, north of Taree. And from here we head up, we get off the tar onto the dirt road, and we're going to be heading up towards Middle Brother and then over to Birdtree, and we should be looking at some pretty sizable trees by the end of this journey, hopefully. Alright, so this is the entrance to Birdtree. You can see here actually on this stump where where the loggers back in the day came in and they had to cut board marks, so they would have to cut that out by hand, and you'd place a board. You'd place a board in there. That way you could stand on that and you'd cut the next one. You'd cut the next one out and you'd put a board in there and you'd have to climb up on that before you cut it down up there. And the reason they cut it down so high up is at the bottom of these quite large trees used to get a lot of rot in the base, so it really wasn't worth, you know, trying to drag out of here. So that's why they cut them up so high, and you can see there's the board marks on that side. 1, 2. And then around the other side, because it was a two-person job to cut down these trees by hand with hand saws. 1, 2 board marks there as well. Now, the story goes, a lot of these big trees were left here at Birdtree because the loggers back in the day saw that some of these trees were so large that they actually, and they had logged most of the rest of the forests here, that they sort of actually wanted to leave them. Also, probably because they're so large that they actually couldn't get them out of here, especially once we get down to the bird tree. You'll see why. So it's in a creek, and it'd be very difficult, especially by bullock, to be able to actually get those trees out of there. Looks like a bit of a face in that tree, bit of a spirit tree, I guess you'd call it. Now this is a massive tree. This is the one I like to call the tree cave. Massive tree. And it's all hollowed out under here. Very easily large enough for me to be able to stand in. It's probably about 3 or 4 times my height above my head. It's amazing. So this country here is starting to go down into a creek, and it would have been very, very difficult for them to haul a tree. You know, back in the day when you're doing it by bullocks, to haul a tree of this size out of a gully like this. Not impossible, but the story goes they left it just because of how large it was. You can see a bit of a creek down there. Seems to have some white ants in it, or at least have had some white ants in it. It's hollowed out down there. See white ant marks, white ants' nests down in there. So that was Bird Tree and Old Lookout in Middle Brother National Park and Middle Brother State Forest and that sort of area. Hope you enjoyed the episode.